Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello, people. Welcome to the internet. Let me just remove this. There's a Jerry. Hello, everybody. Crispin, Ewok, Bradwurst, Demons, Brumblade. And who else? I just have to see forgotten.
Yep, no, that's
They've
it.
had a bottle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And
6.
Orinoco. Manda,
Okay.
hello. Welcome.
Yeah. That looks right. That looks right. Vaseline can help with gap filling.
Depends on the gap.
That is very true. I need to do that. I need to have that.
Cold coffee?
No whiskey.
Oh.
Just deal with a headache. That's how I deal with a headache.
Oh, that's the grand. You need to hold it the other way around.
Oh yeah, it's fucking random as fuck.
You might have guessed if you need to actually hold it upside down, they might put a label on there somewhere saying, when pouring, this side up.
Oh no, there's a booklet that comes with it telling you how you should be pouring it.
Yeah, but who's got time to read the manual? There should be just a arrow this way up and pour.
Yeah, but that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. Let me move those.
Crispin had to take 3 showers after his first colonoscopy. Did you feel so relieved? Yes.
That's one way of doing it. I can't help but feel like they may have gone in the wrong way or something if you required 3 showers. Was there burst?
Burst pipes?
Was it like Bert and Ernie?
You know what's good on today?
Ernie.
I'm off work tomorrow.
Right.
Yes, because it's my 10th wedding anniversary tomorrow.
Oh. Nope.
So, cheers to all.
Slotcha. Here we go. So, obviously, we know Bert and Ernie memes are the best thing ever. Come on, Bert, pull my finger. Bert yanked on Ernie's finger as hard as he could. A horrible grumbling noise was heard from Ernie's belly just before he blew a hole in his pants and sprayed ass gravy all over the wall behind him. It sounded like a combination of an elephant trumpet and someone throwing a huge pot of stroganoff against the wall. Ernie strained for a good 15 seconds as he blasted an impossible amount of chocolate chili all over the room like a fire hose from hell. The only sound in the room after it subsided was Ernie's panting and wet, sloppy, dripping sounds. Bert immediately tore off his suit and leapt on Ernie. Even after 50 years, Ernie still knew how to keep the magic alive. Was it like that, Crispin?
Welcome, James Stockwell. What a way to start the show. Instant.
Probably it. I can't from an iOS app. Oh dear. Probably can't sub because he's not in a hot tub or something like that. I don't know. No way to know for certain.
A tin of beans. Now we're having a quite exuberant dinner at the next town over.
Let's hope there's no green on your dinner.
No, Crispin, absolutely not. Welcome, Eric.
Anyway, how have you been?
Oh, grand. We've been watching the new Shogun series. It's enjoyable.
At some point, I will have to do that.
I'll give it that. Since I don't know the original backstory, so I never read the books, but I've seen the way back when TV series. The visuals are grand. They're just spanking, and when there's fighting, yeah, you get your money's worth of blood and guts, but not so much overdone that it's just for blood and guts. If you know what I mean.
I've seen about 20 minutes, but I haven't had the chance to just be able to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, there will be a nice scene later on. Crispin is just mentioning the cannon scene. That's the one that will really gut people.
Oh, is it like when the British decided to deal with sepoys during the Indian Rebellion by strapping them to cannons and blowing them up?
Not quite. They're
No.
shooting chain guns into infantry.
It's a shame. Kind of everything.
Yeah, it's nice.
Saving Ashiguru Ryan. Nice. Sure it should be lion.
It could also be shaving
Ashiguro
Ryan because they actually had to shave him early on.
Well, probably because they didn't have access to wax. Oh.
It's an interesting watch, so looking forward to the 5th episode that's out today. We'll be watching tomorrow, I guess.
Mm.
And then things will happen at some point. I don't know how long the series will go.
12?
Could also be. I might even pick up the books.
I've got them, but I want to watch the series first, and then I can watch the books and then go, oh, the books are much better than the series. Because it's better not knowing what's been cut out in advance.
Yeah.
Because that's just very aggravating. Amity.
There are some scenes that I even now, just when watching this for the first time and comparing it from memory to very past me, are very different. There's a scene where Toranaga is sneaking out of Castle Osaka in the 2nd or 3rd episode.
Uh-huh.
And I do remember that in the original series, what's his face called again? Who does the Anjin? Forget his name. The main character actor.
Oh, Chamberlain.
Yeah, he just jumps around the carrying bag and goes, "Your master is in here," and pretends to be mad so that they get out of town quickly. They did it completely different this way.
Well, keeps them out of mischief, I suppose.
Yeah, they do try to be their own, but it's really nice.
The real question is, having now done the Bourne Identity, which obviously Richard Chamberlain was in years ago for a superior film, and now they've done Shogun. It's like, what next for the Richard Chamberlain reboot?
The Man with the Iron Mask.
I would
Count of Monte Cristo.
They did that a few years ago.
Yeah, that
actually
doesn't
did
count.
both of those. But because there's always the Alan Quartermain stuff, King Solomon Mines.
Oh yeah.
And they're bound to be ripe for redoing.
Wasn't there also this horribly
romantic
was with me. Episode where he was playing a kind of priest being horribly in love with someone? Some roses thing?
Thornbirds.
Yeah, that's the one.
Which Seth from Late Night Talk Show, what's his name? Does corrections. Oh, Seth something. Can't remember his name.
Harland?
No, not a comedian. He's he is a comedian because he was on SNL, but he does Late Night Chat Show. But I remember during lockdown, they slowly replaced more and more books behind him with various copies of the Thornbirds. Until it was just like always Thornbirds behind him. It was very peculiar because he was just doing it like his upstairs fucking spare room.
I love these things they do in a very... You don't notice it right away, but if you watch them in quick succession, you go, wait a minute, there's something off. Make a cookery show in King Solo Noms.
Well, that's true. Seth.
Green?
I don't think so. Seth Green's the ginger-haired boy from Buffy, isn't he?
I'm
Does
just
Robot
throwing
Chicken.
names at the wall that somehow pop into my head. Since I'm
Seth Meyers. Thank you,
Myers.
Dave. Thank fuck for that. I would have trimmed me up the wall.
I will count
Seth
out.
Meyers. I think
Not-
this week should be the 100th corrections, where he's
Not
threatened to
related
stop it
to
after that.
not related to Mike Myers, I guess.
No, because he's Canadian.
Russ Myers. I guess that's a different Meyer Crispin.
Oh, he could be related to Ross Myers, though. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Was it Turbo Vixen? No,
Yes, Super Fiction.
Super Vixen. Yeah,
So I don't know. There were quite a lot of them.
I've never seen them.
Bet Crispin has.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Crispin owns them. Somehow snuck behind somebody and just bought the rights of them. You give me that.
It's the way to do it. It's the way to do it.
Yes. Oh, great, grand.
Yep.
I'm so relaxed today. Shall we go and pester people on the interwebs?
Yep. Should I get you a list?
Yeah, you did give me a list. Everybody is gotten on the list.
Their name is going on the list.
Now let me just put you aside so I can see the actual happenings. So, Maldroth.
So, exciting and new. So shiny. Joined the House of Water # Best House recently. Already has started several projects, 2 of which are private. Maldroth, and I knew the private because I've seen them. Fucking seen them. There's nothing in them. But he is just getting back into the hobby, so he's kind of jumping about, doing bits here, there, and everywhere. He started into DBA with his club. However, he's moved away from where that was. So this is just the beginning of his Romans. They go to the house, and he's going to be picking up a opposing army to play against them vis-a-vis the Gauls.
I might be having a stroke. This picture, just watching at this scale, looks like there's a row of lemmings from the computer game.
I 100% think you're having a stroke.
That's lemmings.
The pictures are Lloyd scaled huge, by the way, if you want to impigulate them to fuck.
Oh yeah, now I can see. It's not lemmings.
Not lemmings, not Lemmy
Oh,
either.
What a shame. He's also in chat. Hello, Maldroth. I have
There he's there.
seen-
Hello.
Uh,
Shouldn't have said anything, Dan. I was trying to see how long it would take him to notice whether or not I was a squirrel. Well, one of the reasons I wanted to pick this was because, exciting, a new person, so shiny and fresh, so we've not had a chance to
ruin him.
see yet. Well, or ruin. Also, I mean, despite the fact it's a DBX system, we'll put that one aside. But I will throw out there, at some point, somebody's going to remember that spring is tomorrow and the Spring Clean Challenge will be starting. So,
You can probably now guess why tomorrow is our wedding anniversary.
is it because
So that
you were too hungover immediately after some patties to get?
Now it's just because I'm too stupid to remember dates, and having spring as a.
The minute you see a daffodil, you go, holy shit balls, I'm married.
I need to think of something special. Yes.
Fair enough. Anyway, considering that you're digging out an old army, if you're unaware of it, we do it every year. It runs for 3 months, so you'll be able to amend your project to add a little related competition tag to it for Spring Clean Challenge, and it's for exactly this sort of thing. You've got a project that has stalled somewhere and sat in a box for longer than it should, and then it's just an opportunity to get the kick up the backside you need to go in and actually deal with it and finish it off.
Plus, you could potentially win prizes.
Could win prizes. There may or may not be prizes. I mean,
OTT is spent after the terrain challenge.
in my heart of hearts, I would like them not to do prizes so often because it's a real pain in the hole to get everything fucking set up. Which is why I'm saying tomorrow's the first day of spring. We knew it was going to be the first day of spring. We've known every year because it's either the 20th or 21st. It never moves that far away.
Yep.
You know, those are your 2 days. It can be. Therefore, we were aware of it a long time ago. And then in like February, somebody was going, oh, but what if you just start the Spring Clean Challenge as soon as Dungeon Elite finishes? Oh, well, then it wouldn't be the Spring Clean Challenge because it wouldn't be starting fucking spring. And now that spring has arrived, it's like, oh, I don't think we're quite ready yet with things. Well, that's a terrible shame because it's fucking spring. You wanted
funny.
to start it early. Now you're going to
just
start
like
late.
With people and Christmas and oh no, it's Christmas in a week. I haven't done anything. Yeah, sucks to be you.
Anyway, so yes.
Yeah, short little introductory. Welcome, Maldroth, to our interesting part of the internet. Have a seat, take a cookie. Don't mind the bollocks. And Eric, don't be afraid. I don't really have a list.
I've got a list.
See,
my fucking list.
You need to be afraid of the Irish, not of the Germans.
Very true.
And
Very
the
true.
Irish come for your football coaches. First they came for the football coaches, and then they came for you.
As the banners read in the Euros, we're just here for the Swedish girls. But anyway, yeah. It'd be nice to see how this pans out. And also, I really like the Zeiston 15mm miniatures. And I keep thinking, oh, I should fucking paint some of those. And this way, I won't have to. I just live vicariously through someone else. So that's
Which
great.
is a great idea to do.
Oh, it's spanking. Are you aware, by the way, not you, talking to Maldroth, that Plastic Soldier Company has got the license to produce some of the Zeiston stuff in plastic, where it should be cheaper, although it is sometimes more of a pain in the arse to clean it up. Depends how pernickety you are about cleaning up your models. If you're kind of rough and ready and don't really mind a mold line or two, it's a good way of bulking things up massively. So
Welcome, Jill.
Anyway,
Didn't the Brighton fans have a banner reading "You like pineapple on your pizza" for the Roma fans?
Yes, because at the first leg, when Brighton were in Italy, the Roma fans had a massive banner saying the Queen gives blowjobs. So in the second leg, the Brighton fans had specifically a totty, likes pineapple on his pizza. He's their manager, so it's good. It's good times. Anyway,
never dig in barrels or crates, Eric. You might find stuff potentially. So what greatness awaits us after this short little tasty interlude? Or introduction, should I say.
Introduction. Hang on a minute, I've got glasses.
A kebab!
Oh, this is much better.
Mices.
So, Mr. Kebab has been working on his Tales from the Riverbank, Kings of Warforce for a little while now.
His otter nonsense.
Could be. Not just otters, though. There's a whole host of delightful things, including a massive stag. With antlers, I'm fairly certain going in the wrong direction, but you know, I'm so confused. Did those antlers come on that like that, Ewok, or did you glue them on? Because it feels wrong. I feel like they should be going out more and not up. He's like a massive catapult that you can launch things from if you just put a rubber band around it.
It's a mobile goblin
Delivery system.
catapult.
Yeah. It's all possible. It's very possible.
They
But yeah,
do look a bit odd. I'll give you that. I think normally they are like a bowl and not going outside.
could be. They are monumentally horizontal. Generally, they have a very bad time getting through doors because of the width.
He glued them like in the photos, but mirrors are dodgy geezers.
Right. Okay. Well, that's all right. I've got a picture somewhere of there's a skeleton of an Irish deer up in Botanic, and it's got a fucking enormous wingspan on it for something that doesn't have any wings. It's amazeballs. But anyway, yes, this has been a coming together of various bits and pieces. Obviously, some of the ones and zeros have been broken in there, but there's real miniatures as well.
Proper miniatures. At least the basing is square.
Oh yeah, well, it has to be for King's War. It's a beautiful thing, and it allows you to go nuts, like he has here. Going, well, what are we going to use? I've got models for these. What can I use them as? It's like, fuck it, go nuts. Could have used them as Raven Claws from Northern Alliance, but in this case, I think they're being used as Scorch Wings instead. It's beautiful. It's all so good. And the big fuck off bat report with the horde of otters being followed up by a horde of shamblers.
Oh, look.
All the shambliness.
Tiny, spiky night goblins.
Yep. What's that? What's going on there? What have I pressed? Ugh.
Don't break the internet.
Oh, I went to press backwards and it tried to open up some sort of search bar. It's very peculiar. I was peculiared. But yeah, I don't know how Ewok does it. I wonder if he's got clones of himself in the same way Paul Hicks does. Because the sheer volume of stuff, I know he says that there's something upcoming. I can't remember if it's a house move or something that's going to severely stunt his output in a few months' time. But it seems like I'll knock an army out every other week between now and then. Seems excessive.
Has he ever told us what he's working as? Maybe he's working in some kind of game shop and is able to paint during work days.
No. Oh, the Hodgson updates. He's too busy talking to more important people.
He works for Rolls. Don't know any Rolls.
Oh,
right.
Oh, you're not that lucky bastard who gets to do the lines up the side of the Rolls Royce. What are you laughing at? There's like one guy.
I remember have seen a documentary on how they assemble.
Yeah, but specifically, if you've bought a Rolls Royce and you want the racing stripe up the side of it, then they fly this fucker out with his box of paintbrushes. It's like, oh yeah, somebody in Saudi Arabia wants one. I'm the only fucker who can do it. I'm going, really? I've got a big bit of masking tape that says I could do it, mate.
Certified ready stripe painter.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. But yeah, it's just such an interesting concept for an army, and then just the execution of it has been lovely.
And battle reports are.
Oh well, battle reports are always welcome.
Always grand, yeah.
Yeah, nobody will get cut for
not
providing
reports.
Also, I like the fact he's also using the Mercer ones.
Certificates that jet engines can be fitted to planes. So he is not Rolls-Royce, the car company. He's Rolls-Royce, the airplane engine manufacturer.
All the same, probably.
Making all the
They were once
Boeings
anyway.
fall out of the sky.
Oh, that's Boeing.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's making the Boeings fall out of the sky.
It's the important part is to get on board with some flex tape and off you go.
Yeah, you have seen that it's now allowed if you board a Boeing to bring along screwdriver, duct tape, and some wrenches.
It's a message for Tim further down, he says.
Well, we were here on the battle report. Have I missed it? I might have.
Oh, and the second back rep. Second as in first. The one that's lower. On a completely other note, it was particularly amusing to see the crokinole being discussed. We had a long chat about that on an XLBS a few years ago because there were ridiculously expensive boards for that game. I know Ben's a big fan of it, one of his friends. There's got a crokinole
I might
playing
be
board.
very blind here.
You have to remember also that no, he doesn't really read. He just looks at the pictures.
Nah, I do read. I do skim.
Lies.
Lies, where's that?
Lies! Deception! Every day, more lies.
I could
It's done
use
there.
just the...
Oh, he's doing a lies deception. As far as Kings of War
there.
tournament,
That's
Oh.
not a battle report. That's
did you do a search
printing
for Tim?
lines on rocks.
Oh, there you go. They tell you to fuck yourself.
That's the one. Yeah, that's no rock. That's some kind of vibrating energy field.
That's no rock. That's a battle station. What's the difference between a rock and a stone?
I'm afraid to ask, but what is the difference between a rock and a stone?
Stones tend to be generally smaller and are able to be moved.
So you're saying an ex-WWF wrestler can't be moved? Gotcha.
Dwayne,
Dwayne the Stone Johnson
that's the one.
doesn't really have that ring to it, does it?
Well, he's like that. He is like that. I will say though, Ewok, as far as high level games of Kings go, it's only if you're really playing at the top table. Most people just push it forward. I played last tournament I played was like speed chess because me and my opponent hammered through a 6-turn game in sub 45 minutes. And then we went to get lunch while the other hour of playtime for that gaming session was being used by the other people because the pair of us just were moving pieces that quickly, which was hilarious because my mate was watching that going, it's fucking insane. So, yeah. Oh, man. Labra Atama. Unfortunately, Timberly just wants to get his baps out in a hot tub. But, you know, you go fuck yourself.
And it's blocked and reported, and now I need to fuck
So-
off.
The important thing is,
Elaborate. Whatever.
who knows? Who knows? Dead now. Do you have a full count for what you've got painted? Because I haven't seen anything bigger than 1,500, but it looks like you may have substantially more than that. I'm just curious. I'm curious where you're going next. I'm like the curious orange.
Okay.
About 2K. Oh, nice. So you're more or less up there. You'll find some tournaments and games play out at 2,300. I'm not a fan of 2,300. 2,300 is too big it allows you to pick all the big things. I'd like 2000 or maybe even 1955, where it limits your choices and makes you actually think about what you're taking instead of just going, I can take it all. I'll bring a broken list with me. Fuck yes.
If you don't have to put in some thought about what you're bringing to the table, it just, yeah.
Yeah, Joe, 100%. 2000 and even taking your 2000 point list and then having to try and work it into 1995 where you've got limited, it reduces some of the rare and your monsters and war machines and stuff like that. It reduces the count on those by 1. So even that 5-point drop is fucking monumental. You really have to think about what you're up to with that. Whereas in 2300 you just go, let's take everything that's big and push it all forward. Woohoo!
Yeah, just ruffle stomp everybody.
Yeah. Anyway.
Welcome back then again. Hope work wasn't too hard on you.
I'm loving the centaur. Ottors.
Centaur otter.
Yeah. Well, it's otter, but not spelled otter, spelled tor. They're fancy. I like them. Simply because, it's ridiculous. So ridiculous. If only you could replace their little fluffy horse tails with otter tails instead. Little webbed ottery feet. But you can't have everything.
You can't. You might try, but you'll not be able to.
Yep. In 100%. Anywho, so yes.
Next up in our list of people who are terribly talented and do way much more painting than we do.
You don't know.
Well, they definitely do more painting than I do.
I can do painting quickly. It just takes so much out of me. And sometimes I have to be sober for it. It's terrible.
Mr. Hairy Brains does a test setup for stuff.
Yes, this was doing some little trainee pieces and stuff for Frostgrave with some weird cobblestoneings.
I know, it's ones and zeros.
Some of it is, yeah. Some of it isn't. That in the middle is not. That's from Mudlick. It's a bit of plastic.
Looks like the same barrier that comes within the Star Wars Legion core set. Just in the medieval fashion.
Could be. Not beyond the realms of possibility.
Somebody sprinkled a bit of snow around.
Oh, lots, because it is, after all, Frosty Grave. I think the last time we were here, he was frolicking in the sewers, but he's managed to get up top and be less sewer frolicking. Therefore, we now have a whole host of things making snow angels and stuff.
Looks like the bees from the gutter followed him.
Could be. Flies?
Yes, flies, that's the word. Why did I say bees? I don't know. I don't
know. Unless it was like a vulture bee, which make their honey from rotten meat.
Metal bee.
They are very metal bees, yes. They would be the only ones lurking around a shit tank, I suppose. Yeah, the little individual pieces are quite cute. I'm assuming it looks similar to Sarissa's curvy thing set up where you can jigsaw pieces together, which is nice. Because it gives the whole SETI a, we were here, we cobbled the shit out of this place, and then we got frozen in time.
And then nobody came back.
Well, they came back as soon as the glacier went away. It was good. It's good times. Yes, they were indeed dungeony sagonists. Both the monsters and the barricades.
Das, the modeling compound for winners.
That is not how I describe it.
No?
There's a vlog that might be coming out soon. Oh, I think I'm less than complimentary about Das, but to be fair, I've had 30 years to really hate Das. And the amount of shrinkage on Das is fucking insane. if you're doing anything. It's a real pain in the arse.
I
And
can't
it's so fucking brittle as well. Any air drying clay is shit, but DAS takes it to a whole new level of shit. So it's horrible to work with. It's terrible when it dries out, and it has no longevity at all. I'd much rather pulp my ball sack and use it
Mel
with a
seems to be
pair of
quite
bricks.
happy with it. He's using it all the time.
He can do him, but I know what it's like for its robustness, and it's not. It's not in any way, shape, or form. Oh no, you've lent on it? Well, I guess this bit's just broken now.
Demon Sub says he uses DAS only for bases and rolling pins.
I stick with Sculpey because it doesn't shrink. Air drying
I never
clays
got
is
my
always
hand
bad.
on DAS. I used some other third-party air drying clay for the roller pins to make some basings, and that worked fine. It didn't have any major shrinkage, and even if its basing material doesn't really need to be perfectly sized. Hello, Pete. Welcome.
I have mixed PVA with it way back in the mist of time, but DAS is already nasty to work with, and then that just makes everything more sticky and gooey and nasty. And it just can't be arsed. It's just like, I'll just use Milliput. It's far more resilient. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah.
People are here for your digression.
So yes, the other thing obviously that Harry Brains has done, because he's been working on his little sewerage to go below ground, is to add in some additional rules for Frostgrave games about the dungeon delvings, going through sewers, robbing poor bastards. They're all dead now, so it's fine. So that's quite interesting, I felt, because obviously the wandering monsters appearing in a very narrow confine could be a bit brutal, I suppose. So there's some interesting little changes to how things work and how you can get in and out of cellars to do bits and pieces. So I like that.
I'm guessing the getting into isn't the biggest problem. The surviving and getting out again.
That's always an issue. But that's why you bring younger, inexperienced people with you. Then you can run away.
Your so-called cannon fodder.
100%. You say cannon fodder, I say troll fodder, white fodder, any evil wandering golem fodder. Yeah.
The other white meat.
Yeah. No, Crispin, I haven't got around to painting it yet. Did a set of World War II commandos and Germans, and did the Quar, and did a couple of other things in the past month or two. So I really need to get to Dungeon Saga, but I need to finish the U-boat first. So
U-boat.
Das Boot. So yes, I'm liking Harry Brain's work.
Yeah, it seems Frostgrave has fallen off a bit of the radar recently.
Right.
I
That
feel like
surprises me.
I'm not seeing as much. I think, or I'm just too blind, which is also a possibility.
There's been 2 new books
No, I'm not saying
last
that
couple of weeks, so
don't bring out new product, but I have the feeling I see less people talking about it.
Oh right, you're clearly not in the Frostgrave community then, because my fuck, they will not shut up. They won't though. It's just constant, all the time. Oh my god, please.
Longkello doing 2-dimensional 3D bases.
Yes, still working away via the medium of little paper boys, First Napoleonics. And he's been working on a couple of things through both basing and army lists. I quite like the army list system that is being used from his Napoleonic wargaming book. No points, which right off the bat, all sorts of historical wargaming players just go, yes, great, fantastic. But instead, it has more of a DBX system where you have a set number of units, and then you get to pick 8 from a list for a specific period or theater. So, you can see a couple of examples there, the Grand Armée of the French and then the Russians. So, got 8 units, you must have, 3 to 6 line infantry. I suppose you don't must have them, but obviously if you don't start taking shit like that, you're probably going to run into problems without having actual people to stop them running up and down the battlefield. So it's more representative of forces that were fielded, which I'm always amused by. His 3D printed bases I thought were hilarious, simply because all I could see there is a Renedra base, flat on one side, slightly textured on the other side, but done via the medium of printing on a 3D printer instead of just going, hey, Renedra, can I just have a load of your fucking bases?
Yeah,
People are people.
I've seen the picture. After that I've seen the headline for that part, and I thought to myself, why would I print these?
I mean, sure, there's reasons. Maybe it's cheaper than picking up the bases from Renedra. What haves? Maybe they require specific base sizes that he wasn't getting elsewhere. I don't know.
I would have taken a piece of cardboard and just used scissors and knives.
Well, he had tried that, and it was a pain in the arse. And then also the bases all warp whenever you put the stuff on them. And mistakes.
Well, I guess after having to be, bless you, after having to cut all those tiny details with scissors and knives, I guess he just couldn't be asked to cut anymore.
Yeah.
These are Peter's paper boys?
Yep.
See,
I think the cutting's probably less a factor than the bases warping as soon as you glue stuff down to them. That would be the thing that would drive me up the fucking wall.
Yeah, I just remembered the name because I today had a bit of spare time on my hands, so I looked at my pictures from Tactica 2019 and did another video, and there was a close-up shot of his paper miniatures way back when, before the event.
Look at him with his tiny clipper snips.
Ultra tiny.
It's all about the clippery snips. I mean, could I be arsed cutting around them, or would I just leave them like the big green square all the way? And I think in my heart of hearts, I know I would just leave them with the big green square. Come on, so you can't see the second rank? Well, stand up. You'll see it then.
I know my daughter has different variation of scissors that cut shapes. I might look into those to see if any of them match up with the
crinkly edges and stuff.
Yeah, so just make him a bit more not square. If it would line up with the spacing between the soldiers' heads and stuff.
Very much doubt it.
Yeah.
Are they normally massively chunky as well?
Those for small kids, yes, not those for big / adults.
Oh, okay. If you say so.
Yes, yeah. Sometimes I say so, and there's other times I say differently.
The leafy stamp. Start to cut them out. I would definitely give up partway through. Yeah, 100%. It's why I haven't bought any Peter's Paperboy stuff, but I have ordered things from Wow Fun, who have stuck it to acrylic and then laser cut round it. I'm going, fucking God bless you, lads, you crazy vampires.
I feel there's a business opportunity there. Make a mask I'm guessing these paper boys come on a big sheet.
Yes.
So now somebody just needs to make a mask that's suitable for putting those sheets into a laser cutter and just burning it all up
You would have to make one
for each sheet.
for each sheet.
Yes. That's why I said there's a business model in that, because you could sell that then.
Could you, though? I don't know if you could.
Well, you're just selling coordinates for a laser cutter to go.
Oh, no, 100%. I know what you're talking about. But I'm also very much of the opinion a lot of the people who pick up Peter's Paperboys do so because of the cheapness of it. Then if somebody's going to go, well, we're gonna sell you an additional expense just to save you having to cut round them. Well, people just go, I can't be arsed. Just why bother?
If you build it, people will come.
Will you go ahead and build it? Let us know how that works out for you as a business model.
Well, I don't have a laser cutter, so I can't test it, so there's no use in doing so.
Oh, outrageous. Soap's got one. He'll tell you to fuck off if you ask him nicely.
Buy metals instead. Metals are always nice.
Yeah, but they require painting. It's all about that. It's like,
Lazy
speed.
people.
That's not lazy. It's, frugal with their time. There's only so much you could do. I'm a little bit worried about what he was watching while he was cutting those things out. He does reference the Hobby Hangout, but I don't think that's us on TV.
I hope not.
Unless you're wearing a beret some week whenever I wasn't there.
Might have. I never know. I might also have had sat in a bathtub last week. You wouldn't know.
Might do. You don't know.
Oh, you don't give in to terrorists, so you don't
Oh,
watch
you're
on
right.
YouTube. So
Correct.
it's not like I'm not storing that on other platforms as well. But again,
Yeah, but nobody knows what other platforms are.
unless you take a peek into the VOD announcement entry in the forums below the announcement of the stream.
Oh, no, don't do that.
A bathtub full of lies, Oinoko. Lies, not pies.
Pie. Non-repeating pie.
Fill your belly.
Anyway.
Blipvertis. That looks almost like that stuff you and Shay are doing. Only bigger.
No. This is later.
Later? Oh,
This is all wiki wah.
okay.
All me and Shay stuff had finished like 2 years before that. But look,
young
he's like a cavalryman, but not dead, lying at the feet of an engine. So wiki wah. So yeah, Blip's been working away on his Wild West stuff for a while, to play Fistful of Lead, which
I love that coach. That coach is nice.
I don't think it's his only coach either. I think he's got another one. In fact, I think he's got a couple, various types. He has been sinking a lot of time and effort into this Wild West world. So
you're saying he has multiple coaches, and now we could have a coach race.
Yep. Well, not just multiple coaches, but multiple gangs, civilians. Buildings and bits and bobs. Look at him, looking very much like Doc Holliday and friends. Probably because they're Doc Holliday and friends. So he's putting this together for the Fistful of Lead game, which he sent me a copy. God bless the little con socks. Thank you very much. And I finally managed to get a game of it in on camera against Ben. So not sure when that's going to come out. But it's very different from Dead Man's Hand. In many respects, I feel it's possibly killier than Dead Man's Hand. Because Dead Man's Hand uses D20 and it's very swingy. And I never can seem to roll what I need to roll to kill people up. Whereas Wiley is kind of delightful. You're rolling poly dice depending on whether you're regular, so it's a D10, a leader, D12, or some sort of rabble dungers, D8. Which means you're more likely to kill people up if you're a regular or a leader. And then the other guys are just thing. But once you get clipped once, you start bleeding out. So every time you get hit, you add a bonus for every wound already on the model. So somebody with 4 wounds is more likely to die than somebody who's got no wounds, although you can still get a good, a high roll will lucky shot them right off the bat, which is something that Dead Man's Hand doesn't have. It's always a straight. You need a 19 or 20 plus on a D20. So, you can put a lot of flak on somebody. And it's probably more easy to drive them off than it is to kill them. Whereas in this, it's a bit more brutal. But also, there's a lot more mechanics involved for campaigns and civilians and other shit running around. So, as far as a narrative game goes, like it could be a bigger winner. Civilians don't really factor into Dead Man's Hand as much. You get them occasionally, but not massively so.
It does feel like it's a more realistic approach if you're getting pierced multiple times to be more likely to drop the hit.
Yeah. Like it was a nice addition. I don't know if it's addition because I haven't seen the first set of rules, but I appreciated it. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, the other way around is you're avoiding being shot all the time. It's more like an action movies, and this mechanic feels like more an actual shootout.
Yeah. I mean, there's still shock. So in a similar way to Dead Man's Hand, there's still somebody shooting at you but not wounding you can still drive you into cover or that sort of thing.
Yes, suppressing fire is a thing.
It very much is, and we learned that from Archer. But yeah, nice to see a few more updates from Blip for this because it's a really interesting breakdown of the entire process from building the town to going through to his gangs to adding in X, Y, and Z, and there's a fuckload in there.
Shame I can't bring him up to the screen correctly, but the guy on the far left looks at his gun like, what am I supposed to do with this? I'm a butcher, not a shooter.
That's what happens. Sometimes you just need to drive people out. But I will say this, because I've been thinking about picking up Fistful for a long time, because there's a lot of supplements that change it into fantasy, sci-fi, pulp, moderns, a lot of variations, all based off the core Fistful of Lead rules. And having seen how the game plays, I'm probably going to go out and just get them all. Because, it's good to do it.
I'm pretty sure they make you a proper offer. If you go in and say, yeah, I need them all, give it to me.
It'd be nice if they were actually available in the UK again, but I don't think Shiro's restocking them, or at least he hasn't anytime soon. Ah, my God. Anyway, so yes. Blip, you little legend, you.
Yeah, and you continue your work on your little tiny fighting Western gangmans.
I look forward to the battle report, the inevitable upcoming battle report with the 7th Cav, or whatever Cav they are.
144 artist populates the Damocles sector or creating a system-agnostic science fiction miniatures collection. That's a mouthful for a title.
It's good though.
It does pique your interest and draws attention.
Yep. 100%. It's got things in it.
Pictures?
And they've got gribbly bits. Oh, it's got a lot of pictures. It's got so many pictures. His ash waste nomad squats are particularly interesting though.
Illegally distinct, not space dwarves.
Sure.
He does look a bit drunk.
Who?
The one on screen now going,
Oh, looking at his big mighty hammer.
yeah, how did that get here? What am
think
I
he
supposed to
knows.
do with that?
Bladder the absolute shit out of them. If you go back one, the one with the massive bell helmet on it, and some sort of psychic space squat. That it's like Xavier meets. We could build a massive round room to sit in, but would it not be easier and cheaper just to build a big round helmet and stick on your head?
Yeah.
You're also mobile now. Oh, okay then. I'd imagine they just unzip that and get them to fry the face off people. Then they zip it back up again when they're done. They're
Does
nice.
look interesting.
Yeah, they're a nice set of sculpts, which are a bit wacky, because these are ones and zeros, so I don't know who they come from, but there's an extensive range of them as far as running a Space Dwarf army goes. And they also have a quite good look for Brockhard for Dead Zone.
I was going to say Necromunda.
Well, this is what he's doing them for. So Ash Waste Nomads are Necromunda.
Yeah, it's the outside variation, which is still
Oh, is
feels
it?
weird.
Yeah, technically, I suppose it is. Ash Wastes are from the original Necromunda. They added them in one of the monthly Necromunda magazines, because I have a unit of them somewhere. Or gang, I suppose, technically. They're all wearing ponchos and gas masks and goggles. None of them had vehicles. Fuck that. But I do like the overall look of them. Because, I mean, he could quite happily play Dead Zone with them. It should be a much better game, to be brutally honest. You can go up and down levels without having to buy a separate book. Look, he's playing games on his birthday. It's madness. You allowed to do that?
You're reminding me of people having to buy a second rule book for the game to play it properly. Always hurts so badly. It hurts.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't think it was just one extra book. I think if you wanted all of it, you were buying quite a few books. The truck looks excellent.
I mean, to be completely fair, technically you have to do the same in BattleTech. If you just buy the core set, you have the core rules. And if you want to do all the rules, you have to buy the big extra book. But at the same time, it's just one book, and it's the same book for 30 years.
Yep. See, everything was always better in the old days. I don't know why people can't get their heads around this. Old days was great. Nowadays, they just want to prize you and your cash away from each other. It's like, why are you doing this? Oh, because we can.
Yeah, because you can't defend yourself. And if you
That's
want
the
to
one.
play with your friends, you need to pay up. Or find new friends. Good luck with that.
Oh, that's not happening. Yeah, the cargo truck is particularly fun. It's a good-looking piece of kit as well. Not sure where he got it from. You could probably ask him. You might get an answer.
If there was a way to ask him.
If only. If only.
The container on the back does look like the one from Games Workshop, so that's.
Or is it? Oh, well, then it could be the GW one.
It does look similar, but not quite like it. There's
If you go all the way down, you can see it in all its constituent parts. There you go.
yeah.
So, I don't know. There's no skulls on it, which is why I wasn't thinking that was a GW
also
model.
no what you call it, gothic like
Jugs.
little trinkets and stuff. Core 001. I'm pretty sure that's a model kit from somewhere else, but I might be wrong. Leave it in the comments. I might read them at some point.
Printed out a squad of space dwarves and a truck for them, so it's ones and zeros.
But this doesn't look like a printed thing because there's
I'm just going by what he's written in the thing.
I believe you. Still, it looks like a
Don't call me a
proper
cant.
model kit.
I'll catch you. You son of a bitch.
Stop bringing my mother into this discussion. Otherwise, I need to talk about slap chopping.
A hooker bit your tongue off?
Sooner or later.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Nice work, Mr. 144 artist. You have been seen. You have been witnessed. Friends in this economy. Yeah, that's the problem.
That's how that goes.
He's the cook.
Delivery driver bit customers them off. Oh, that's nice. I imagine it was just weak from hunger, having to cycle all over the place to deliver people their food.
If he really bit the thumb off, he must have quite a force in his jaw, because getting through that bone isn't easy. Even if he manages to just grab a what you call it?
Jugs.
Nah. Oh, bollocks. I won't look it up. The moving part, the joint.
Hinge. Your thumb hinge.
Is it a hinge? I don't think it's a hinge.
Could be. You don't know.
Nah.
No
Not
idea.
trusting you on that. No. That's ask the wise internet translator. It's joint.
Don't tell him, demon.
Knuckle? Could be knuckle. No, I always think about joints. Mate, you don't sound too good.
No. Absolutely fucked. That's
So-
why I started with whiskey.
Big Rim is doing undead Star Wars miniatures. See, this is how I solve the problem with Ventress being dead. She's a Force ghost.
Yeah, but Sith ghosts get trapped where they died, or where their body's interred. They don't move around much, which is why they're all stuck in Yavin 4 being bastards to anybody who lands there.
Maybe her body got cremated and is now being carried around the battlefield so she can still be active.
Well, you never know. You never know your luck. I do quite like the droid tanks here. If you zoom in on one of the big blue droid tanks.
They're very blue and
Oh, no.
metally bits.
Not the one with Ventress in the middle of it. Anyway. There's an interesting, I think it's like a sponge or stippled pattern. So it's been like two-tone camo. Staple it grey and then throw what looks like an ink or a contrast over the top so you get the blue parts. I
Yeah.
really like how that's turned out.
It really does look appealing.
Fing Wongor. Not to be confused with the finger longerer. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I just seen the Deliveroo driver. Yeah.
Not safe for work, you say?
Well, clearly she wasn't safe to go to work.
Yep, that
Yeah,
thumb is
well.
off. Bloody hell.
Mm.
Do you swallow only thumbs?
Oh,
Terrible, terrible. Why would you do such things? Prime army painted grey, inked null oil, overbrushed mechanical standard grey. Stippling of grey here.
see?
Then
Told you.
mask off and 2 coats of contrast Chalasa blue.
It's like I'd read the thing.
Yeah. I never knew you could read.
Not well.
Speaking of reading not well, I do have actually a problem of grasping details more than on one occasion. So if I ever miss parts, it's not by ignorance or pure evil will. It's just sheer stupidity on my part.
Sounds like you're trying to get your excuse in early.
Yes, but nothing wrong with that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Quite like the Persuaders. Remember them in Star Wars Battlefront? They were shit.
Were they?
Oh, terrible. Don't know if they're any better in Legion.
Yeah, he does.
Just Kashyyyk.
The repair droids are nice.
Not the best droid I've seen to date. But that's a discussion for another day.
Speaking of Legion, there's an upcoming tournament. I was thinking about going, and then I thought to myself, yeah, I haven't played Legion for almost over a year now, so I might be a bit rusty on the rules.
Oh, that's all right.
But it's local, so I don't have to drive for very far.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll join in.
Yeah, why not? Just go. Let's go down. How many? I mean, how many more tournaments are you going to see before the fire sale happens?
Using the oldest miniatures I can find. Just going with Vader, Palpatine, and some elite stormtroopers, and just go pew pew. You all dead.
Wow. What? Just wow. Using the oldest figures I can find, but notice he didn't say, weakest figures he could find. What's going on this planet? Well, Vader and Palpatine have arrived to really fuck somebody over. All right, grand, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Really backed up with 150 Cardinal Guard.
And I'm calling this list Order 66.
There's a trailer came out for a thing.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's interesting.
Does anybody know what time it's set in? I know they talked about doing sort of legendary stuff.
Yeah, as far as I remember, it's far, far back in the glory days of the Republic.
Old Republic, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is, because that sounds about right. That makes more sense than doing anything with the fucking Skywalkers.
Sith basically non-existent, and somebody walks around killing Jedi.
Well, you say Sith basically non-existent, and yes,
Yeah,
there's a red lightsaber in there.
Not in the presence or in the minds of the public. Say that way.
So not Great Hyperspace Wartime. Well, I suppose, well, no, because they didn't use lightsabers during the Great Hyperspace War. So it must be after that.
100 years before the Phantom Menace, says Orinoco. Well, I really don't have any clue. The only thing that struck me as odd was when the reveal of the name of the show came floating in, and it looked like, yeah, that's One Ring. Is this some kind of Lord of the Ring reference? What are you doing?
Presumably, that will make sense in time. She does, after all, have a massive circle tattoo thing on her head.
Yeah, I guess I give it a look. I'm paying for Disney anyway, so why not?
Oh, I'm not, but I will be watching it. I'll just be borrowing it from the internet library. Fuck you, Disney.
You do you.
Yep.
I get so much, or should I say, my daughter's getting so much out of that subscription, I couldn't even start buying hard disk space to store all that from the internet lending library.
You don't have to store it. Just watch it and delete it. So that goes.
That's like buying miniatures and then sell them. No.
No, not really.
Yes.
If I ever want to watch it again, I just go and download it again, and then delete it again.
No.
It's really fucking easy.
No. You
Super
download
easy.
it. You store it on your NAS to have it instantly accessible for all time.
That makes no sense.
Nobody can take that away from me. Unless the police comes knocking and takes my NAS away, but that's a different story.
You're so weird.
Yes.
It can't be the Sith origin story. Well, actually, that's not true. It can't be the Sith origin story that we know. But seeing as Disney have already said all bets are off and will fuck your histories, it could be the Sith origin story.
Or at least something adjacent.
In a high questioning voice. Because nothing that has previously gone on is canon anymore.
What about the comic they did a few years ago, the Grand Galaxis or something?
Don't know, I haven't read a Star Wars comic in fucking forever. Not since Dark Knight stuff finished.
There was some kind of larger thing they tried with comics and a children's TV show and I think some books. Can't really remember. Didn't pay much attention.
Clone Wars?
Nah, later.
I don't know. It's so difficult to keep up.
Yes, it is. Hence why I don't actually care anymore. I just enjoy the moment. If it's enjoyable, if I don't like it, I don't watch it, and I just walk on.
Well, hopefully it'll be closer to Andor or the Bill and Skull show than to Bubbly Feet or what was the other terrible one they did? Oh, fucking Obi-Wan. Yeah. Jesus, that was fucking hot garbage. Yeah.
High Republic, that's very interesting. Yeah, I think that's the one I think. Yes, I'm having new emotes, Mr. Demon Sub. I was a bit of creative. I think people will potentially have seen some of them before.
So confused.
It's just a Twitch thing. You don't need to be worrying about it.
I won't then. I won't. Yeah, anyway.
No, that's not Warren. It's Sexy Lloyd.
The one that says for Lloyd on it when I hover over it. That one.
Yes.
Shocking. Sad because he did a rake of those one day.
Yeah, he put it out. I think. Did he put it in Discord or did he show it on XLBS? I can't remember. I just nicked it and then I.
It was definitely on XLBS. He put them all in our Discord for the team, but I don't know if they ever came out of that.
There must have been because I somehow grabbed it.
The lack of lightsabers and Jedi in Andor was particularly good. I was talking to Lloyd about that today regarding what the fuck is that? Oh, I know what that is. Regarding Andor, because I'm going, well, you know, if the Acolyte is written as well as Andor or the Bill and Skull show, I'll be happy enough. And he said, "Oh, is it Andor worth it?" I tried to watch it and couldn't. I was going, well, yeah, but the reason he didn't like Andor was because it was slow paced, and that's the reason I did like Andor. The fact that they weren't immediately solving everything within an episode and jumping from one place to another, that was a slow, here's the story, here's what we're going to do, we're going to get to know the characters, and not just immediately jump from place to place to place to place.
Yeah, it's more like a developing story arc.
Oh, it's fucking madness, isn't it? With like real characters with motivations that change over time depending on what happens to them. It's fucking insane.
Yeah,
I'll never
it's-
catch on.
It's a weird concept. Why has never anybody tried that before? Similar, Sorg. Not quite as intricate as P5, but similar.
Oh, Babylon 5.
He
Hardly
tried to
knew
tell
you.
us Lloyd has attention problems.
Yep. Would never have guessed, would you? That's him. That's him at his most focused.
I think Andor could also work as a very long evening filling movie. If you
Yeah.
cut the episodes together.
Yeah.
I might need have to rewatch that at some point. So Big Rim did good. Have I left my comment? I think I have. Yes, I did. So, on to the next, which is Firelock 22, and he's doing Dead People for King and Parliament.
Sees dead people. This is
But he's not dead. He's standing up.
a
and
very
he's
old
also not
set
dead.
of rules.
Oh, lies!
Lies!
I
Deception!
don't know.
Every day, more lies.
I think possibly the fact that it says "and injured" might be the hint there. But this is a old project from Firelock.
Did he resurrect it just to have it ready for Sprinkling Challenge?
No, don't think so.
Missed opportunities.
Because he started working on it again in February, which is the first time in 4 years almost that he'd done anything with it.
Oh, the terrible word. Rebased miniatures. Oh, no. Why would you rebase miniatures? Oh.
Bastuals.
Don't rebase them. Rupert of the Vine.
Don't know what that means. Yes.
It's the title of the entry.
No, I was reading something else that
Okay.
somebody posted. I'm just going to ignore it. That's much better in that respect. Yes, good old Rupert. Son's his dog, unfortunately.
The Noodle Poodle.
There's some really nice bits and pieces in here. Digging through the old lead pile for Pikeman's Lament, which, if I remember correctly, doesn't require a particularly large amount of figures. It's sort of rampant scaled in figure count. But there's been some gorgeous work done in here. There's not a single duck in that picture. Now, you can complain about that one.
But there might be one hiding behind the
Gambian.
Gambian, yes.
Yeah. So, yes. But then I suppose it gives him plenty of options when it comes to fielding stuff.
Those almost look like halflings because of the large pikes.
Oh, pikes are sweet. There's nothing large about that pike. That's a beautiful pike. It's a correct size.
And somebody waving a flag.
Really want to do some Swedish now. I should lie down until that wears off.
Oh, you don't want to do some Swedish. You want to have some. You want to have some Swedish licorice.
Well, yeah, that would work also. I don't want to get into another time period. Slotcher.
Time warp. Let's do the time warp again.
Yep, 16 foot of ash loveliness. That's pretty much spot on, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an oldie problem. Oldie project. I was going to say.
Oh yeah, it goes right back to 2019.
Yep.
If memory serves. I mean, the only thing is the travesty that they were removed from delightful 20 mil squares and forced into a terrible life of round baseness.
You say we need an intervention group.
I do. Is that just me going around the house with a hammer, smashing all their shit if it's on a round base?
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
It's good times.
So,
I'll allow
somebody
commanders to
knocking
live
on
on
the
a
back
round base
door.
because they can't fight.
Yeah, so somebody knocking on the back door, distracting them. You go up and just go whack, 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 whack. Nice
Like
stuff.
little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest, picking up the field mice and bopping them on the head.
Yes,
that.
a gently bobbly bob head.
It's good. It's good times.
I feel so motivated.
There's some nice figures in there from Old Glory as well. I don't look at enough Old Glory stuff. I've got some Russ somewhere. Filthy, filthy Russ. They're Old Glory.
Since the beer is empty, I now need to open the bottle.
Oh, Jesus. Hopefully it's like poachine or meths. And it's not that. Lemonade.
It's lemonade, but it's citrus. Just
like fuck.
You know. I was thinking about grabbing the brown lemonade, but since I'm off tomorrow, I don't need it.
Since you're off tomorrow, you don't need it.
We don't need pics on our website, Glory.
Depends what country you're in. Because if you're in America, the Old Glory website there does have photographs. And in fact, I think the UK Old Glory website says if you want to see them, go to the US website. I mean, we could fucking download those and update them onto our side, but we're not going to.
Well, it's saving bandwidth.
It's fucking no. They're not hosted on the same site. I don't think. Because there's oldglory.com and oldglory.co.uk.
Yeah, and since you don't need extra space to store pictures on the UK side, you're saving bandwidth.
Oh, I get you. But then you have to use bandwidth elsewhere.
Yeah, but that's not your bandwidth, so why would you care?
There's only so much bandwidth to go around.
Yeah, it's in limited quantities. Morning Glory.
Also, yes, Sorg. Very much so. Very much so.
Knock on wood. Because
Yes.
I'm differently organized as well. That's making things hard.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
When is Old Glory going to be an indie of the week?
I should do it, and I should specifically do the UK side.
Yeah.
Lloyd would lose his shit.
Oh, I can imagine him going, "Where's the pictures?
He gets so annoyed whenever I pick, companies anyway. You can't see anything.
I think you should rate your bookmarks you have stored for still doing Indie of the Week on how little pictures there are and how old school the programming of the website is. And the worse it gets, the more likely it is to join on this show. So when Lloyd is around.
It's all good. It's all good. Because it may not surprise some people, but I honestly could not give a tinker's jizz about how old the website is and how badly laid out it is. Because at the end of the day, the people running a lot of them, they're not website designers. They're just looking to sell their miniatures. Are their miniatures good? Then that's what I fucking look for.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a website that's basically just, here's what I have, send me an email with the numbers you want and the quantities you want. I'll send you an invoice. You
Oh,
send
yeah.
the money. That's grand.
Oh, so good.
That way, your
S-
data usually doesn't leak like in any other
Send
modern.
me some money, and I'll send you our catalog in a sample pack. That's the best way.
Oh, do you remember those days?
Fucking, I'd live for those days. So I've got so many nice things from Front Rank and Essex and Foundry and Perry's and all sorts. Just well, not Perry's. Would have been Perry stuff from Foundry. But yeah, it was just I really want a copy of the Napoleonic catalogue, please, Foundry. It will be £4 odd, and we'll send you some figures. Random selection, unless you tell us. You go, oh, make them English, please.
Good
That
idea,
would be
man.
good. Tatty bye.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, Essex. the
getting
line
free
draws.
stuff with an order of a catalog somehow is satisfying. You
Oh,
have
yeah, it's
something
worth it.
to play with and also to look at nice pictures.
Yeah, or you get stuff and you go, oh, what the fuck am I going to do with these? I can't remember what one it was. Victoriana, maybe? Would have been the Victoriana catalogue. It came with some Mexican peasants, which I still have not painted 26 years after I got that catalogue.
Well, you could use them on any Western game as just civilians.
I mean, I could now, but at
Or
no point,
just
at no
use them
point when I
as-
was getting that catalogue, did I want anything Old West based. Yeah, just how
You
that
could have
goes.
just used them as test pieces for paint jobs as well, or swap them.
No, can't swap them. Why would I swap them?
42, doing interesting ones and zeros.
Yes. Now he did threaten me.
Did he?
I will say that. That's okay.
How did he threaten you?
Well, he threatened never to post the picture of Bale and Skull, even though he painted it. In case I got bored and wandered off and nobody else bothered checking out his his thing.
And
That is
now
a
he
really
has
nice.
revealed himself.
Yep. I will say it's a spanking model. I think your belt buckle's wrong, 42. If you're watching this.
You think it's wrong?
Well, it should be a green kyber crystal wrapped in copper wire. My assumption is it's the crystal out of his lightsaber from when he was a Jedi consular, before he decided to go all grey Jedi instead and start beating people upside the head. And the one where he's sort of side on, that one looks like it might have a green tint, but the side on one, I'm not really seeing the green at all. And then the wire that's holding it in place isn't the red coppery color it should be. But
Well, to be fair, I'm just trying to look at reference photos. It's very hard to see because most shots he's holding his hands just in front.
Yeah, well, you obviously have not watched Bale and Skull show as much as I have for Bale and Skull. I've watched it on more than one occasion.
See, I only found time to watch it once.
Oh, you watch it once to get the story, and then you can just skip all the panning with the people who aren't Bale and Skull.
I'm pretty
Watch
sure there's
you
a
watch
Bale
the Bale
and
and Skull show in about 45 minutes.
I'm pretty sure there's a Bale and Skull supercut on the internet somewhere.
There isn't actually.
Isn't?
Nope.
Usually there's some kind of those things immediately after some interesting things happen.
Yeah. Now, whether people are worried about Disney or what, I don't know. But nobody's put together an actual cut of all of it. which just goes to show lack of foresight on their behalf.
I really hope they do bring out DVD sets from the Star Wars stories they have posted so far that are only on Disney Plus. I won't hold my breath.
It would be nice. I don't know if they. I mean, does Disney still make physical medium? I suppose they do. Don't they constantly releasing like 50th anniversary and 55th anniversary and 60th anniversary and 62nd anniversary
Yes, they do
videos of this?
re-release stuff all the time.
Yeah. Well, in that case, they should do. I mean, why would you not?
Because people would then not stream anymore? Reasons?
Well, that may be the issue. Maybe.
A highly controversial topic. But well done, Mr. 42.
Yeah, except for the belt buckle.
Yeah, but you might want to rework that a bit.
Oh yeah. No rush.
Also, battle report.
Well, we'll get to the battle report eventually because he's obviously he's doing his own game for it. It's not using Legion. So I will look forward to actually seeing how that pans out. Because there's some interesting bits and pieces. Some he's keeping from Legion, like I think the dice and stuff. Other bits are being redrafted or changed up completely. So interesting. Well said. That's why you should not drink from the bottle.
But where's the fun in that?
You pour it in a glass, a lot of the carbon dioxide leaves, then you don't get all bloated.
Yeah, but the
Just
carbon
saying.
dioxide is the fun part of all it. That's why it's called a fizzy drink, not a bland, boring drink.
I didn't say leave it until it goes flat. For fuck's sake. Child.
Yes!
Yeah, the Morgan Elspeth and the Night Troopers are really nice as well. Night Troopers especially.
And that's a very nice looking version.
Such a distinctive look.
The rubber band.
You say rubber band, I say bound within their armor.
I can only see rubber bands. Sorry, that may be just because the shade of red he's using here is exactly what most rubber bands in the office are colored like.
Strange German rubber band insight there, folks. Because in Ireland and I think in the UK as a whole, they tend to be uncoloured. So generally they're like a beige brown. Not a bare matte beige, not that light. Taupe,
actually,
maybe. Taupe.
Most of the rubber bands, I'd see if I have some. I don't have some, I think. Are either very colorful when you buy them in the shops, but in offices all around Germany, you usually see this orangey red tinted rubber band. For whatever reason, I don't know.
Royal Mail don't. Well, I didn't get rubber band, but I did get this. Did I mention this before? I got the Soviets from Sarissa Precision.
The packaging looks odd.
Well, it got wrapped in a Royal Mail plastic bag and then zip tied. And when I went, what the fuck's going on with that, and opened it, I don't know if this will show up. Can you see the staining on there? The kind of reddish staining?
Yes.
I don't know what happened, but it arrived like 2 weeks after Sarissa sent it, and normally it arrives in like a day or so in this plastic bag, and apparently blood-stained. So maybe somebody tried to...
Some poor driver had a fatal accident, and that's the remains.
I don't know, because it's. I mean, it really is very red / going into browny black. I haven't opened it yet because I
Well,
I won't
maybe
get AIDS.
there might be a what's in this box situation.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Could be that.
If it starts smelling and maggots are crawling around, you might want to get rid of that parcel before.
Well, I need to do an unboxing on it, so hopefully whenever I open it, it's all good on the inside.
Is it a guard evidence bag?
It's not a million miles away.
Give it to Lloyd. Yeah, that's a grand idea.
Here, Lloyd, have this bag full of
Human remains.
box. I need this to be steeped and disinfected. Don't leave it in your shed. I want it to dry out at some point.
Let's make a deal. Either you open this box or you build me Rome. Rome build.
Anyway. So yeah,
We are horrible people.
I'm not. I'm a delight. I thought you knew this. So yeah, 42, liking your work. Fix that. You may also want to double check the ring, because I think this ring is also goldy brass colour with a green crystal on it as well. And currently it looks black.
Well, right. That's your hobby sorted for you.
Yep. Maybe. I don't know. Not the boss of me. Not the boss of me.
So who's next? It's Danny, and he's
Danny.
doing a rogue hobbies hobgoblin.
Rascal.
Town's Night Goblin.
Night Goblin. It's a big 75mm thing.
Made out of ones and zeros.
Yes.
Though he bought a physical product, I guess.
Oh. My favourite part of this is when you look at the Lloyd shot and there's
tiny
that
toad.
The little toad reaching up for him, wearing a wizard's hat. May or may not be a toad/frog. It may be some sort of small goblinoid type thing, like a goblin brat.
Well, it sucks when she showed this on first time. She said, "Yeah, this is a toad, and that's the most favorite part of everybody who's seen it so far."
But it's
That's a very extensive list of paints used for such an interesting little miniature.
Well, that's how you know the magic happens.
I find it quite interesting that he
3D
deviated
printed
so much.
to order. Aha.
That he deviated so much from the box art.
He's a deviant, you say?
Well,
Hey,
also
box art will only get you so far. The tiny little goblin frogling, it's still green. It was green on the box, wasn't it? What more do you want?
Yeah,
Huh?
but the head was blue. I also like that she's using
Maybe he's
paper
just
scraps
moving
as filling.
really, really fucking quickly. And therefore what you're actually seeing there is the same colour hat, but the Doppler effect is kicked in.
Well, could be. That's applied physics for you, people. Yeah, Jill, the price tag is not for the faint of heart.
It does come with little concertinaed bits of purple paper.
Yeah, that's just packing material.
Yeah, you say that. But I say they're tiny little potential jack-in-the-boxes. Hundreds of them. Just have to build a little box and push it down in.
A 3D printed resin miniature with a 50mm plastic base. But again, it's made to order, so that's potentially why the higher price tag.
I mean, sure, let's say yes.
It's a display piece, so it's for people who really want to paint it.
Yeah.
It's not a gaming miniature by any stretch of the imagination, I think.
Says you.
Yeah, you could use it for gaming, but it's
Can't
not
fucking stop me.
meant to be a gaming piece.
100% can't stop me. I'll cut you.
Why would I stop you? If you want,
Oh,
go for it.
you're
Have
the
at
boss
it.
of me.
You say that.
Price tag is a branding choice for a captive audience. Is it? I don't know who she is. I remember
She's
looking at something on a weekender, but not this model. Is there a couple of different ones?
I think there's two now, and she's an ex-Games Workshop painting lass.
Right, okay. So definitely somebody I won't know.
The last
It's
thing
like
she did
it's
was
like when
the
they made
map.
me interview not Justin. What's the other fellow's name?
John?
No, he does paints.
Duncan?
Duncan. Yeah.
Yeah, she has been on the team with Duncan and Peachy and some other people.
Somebody asked me, let's say somebody, it was John. John was going, I was interested whenever you were introducing him. Like, he's not the bigger channel. And I just went, well, I've never seen anything he's fucking done. Oh.
Yeah, so the creator of this little goblin started as a Warhammer Plus presenter, or even on the YouTube channel. And the last thing I think she did was the map for the old world re-release.
Map for the old world. Okay.
So basically, it boils down to she was
It's
with
like a
Games
3D
Workshop.
map?
Pardon?
3D map? Or is she an
No,
illustrator?
a flat map, 2D,
Okay.
hand painted.
Interesting. Walking around Chilcombe with Peachy. And again, Peachy, I've never seen anything Peachy's done, but I get really confused because we have a Peachy on the site who covers the Salute painting and has done for years. And anytime somebody says Peachy, I automatically think of him. And they go, oh, no, it's this guy from GW who does stuff. And going, again, don't know, don't really care.
Yeah, Games Workshop has bled some of their painting stuff, and they started making their own YouTube channels, and they are all having more or less success.
Well, this will be one of these things where they go back to not naming anybody for a while, so they don't set other people up, and then people go, "Oh, you're a soulless corporation without any face," and then they just go, "Oh, you're right," and then they'll let people actually have names again,
Yeah,
and
but
then
they
leave
were
and
at
go
that
elsewhere.
stage already because they have, I think they have started showing faces again instead of hands.
I say it's cyclical,
Only hands.
as we learned from Tommy Lee Jones. That's why they call it a revolution, because it keeps coming round.
Glorious revolution.
Oh, in the Steven Seagal classic that was Under Siege.
Speaking of glorious revolution, I was really tempted to buy the red gobbo from someone at the local club, but it was asking too much for my taste.
Right? How much was too much? Ballpark, roughly. Were there many zeros?
No, not so many.
Yeah.
So in that regard, it was quite reasonable, but 25 was a bit steep for my asking for a single goblin miniature.
Yeah, it's taking the piss. Was it the original Red Gobbo? Metal one?
The Christmas special.
All right. Oh, yeah. Even less interest in that.
It looks nice. It's still a cute little miniature, but 25. Nah. Nah. Not happening.
I'm just reading what Kebab said there.
Yeah, two thing codes. The one with the paints.
Yeah. Well done. As we disappear away from that.
Dracon is doing another Legion thing. Jerry,
Yep.
you're spoiling me just shortly before the other. No, you're just winding me up because
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
just
the
before the fire
inevitable fire sale comes and
Well, it's
then
all
you'll
coming.
be laughing at me.
I'll
Even
give
though they just announced 2 new sets.
You know.
And
Dan, before we completely go off on one here, final word, would you get another one of those sculpts from her to paint? Because that's probably, the most interesting question. Was it worth the money to you?
What irritates me the most is one of the sets that AMG announced this week is the weird stormtrooper thingies from the Solo movie.
Solo movie, weird stormtrooper things.
So,
Do you mean the commandos from the Xbox computer game?
no.
No? Oh, I haven't seen these then. I've seen the Xbox computer game Commandos, and I've seen the pirate Hanzo from Rebels.
Yeah, and you have seen the Han Solo movie, have you?
I unfortunately have seen the Han Solo movie,
there,
yes.
there's some kind of trooper version in there that's looks like they're going to the North Pole or something.
Was that when they threw him in the pit and Chewbacca was hiding in the pit?
Yeah.
Is it that one? I can't honestly remember. I thought they were just wearing the same sort of armor as the
range
pilots.
troopers they're called.
Range trooper. So says Dark.
These.
Oh yeah. Okay. I did see that. You're right.
So I'm not sure why they're bringing those to the table, but then again, I'm not complaining about and getting any new stuff.
I mean, maybe so you can run them alongside Darth Maul. Oh, who fucking knows? Who knows what they're thinking?
Darth Maul is not a Empire playable character, as far as I know.
Oh, why would that stop you?
Because I'm adhering to the laws of the game and the rules.
You know what, Jill? That is exactly the right way. Weirdly, I went to a midnight showing with some friends from work, and we could only get tickets for the 3D version.
Oh God!
And that film was not helped by being in 3D. But it turns out one of the guys, Nigel, got really bad motion sickness from it, and he ended up spending most of the run time in the bathroom being heartily ill, and I feel he got away scot-free compared to the rest of us who had to sit there and watch that film. The story of how Han Solo got his staff, as I like to call it.
The worst part is how he got his name. This is so...
All of it was balls. Every one of them.
I've said that time and time again. The story in itself would have made an interesting science fiction movie. It didn't need to be Solo.
Here it goes. This is the best droid of tonight. As I mentioned earlier, we would come back to it.
The John Travolta.
The John Travolta bot. You just keep going down, son. You'll see so much more. It's the most magical thing I have ever seen in my life.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Nobody was prepared for that. He looks so happy, though.
You know why he's so happy?
Is it because
he's staying alive?
Staying alive.
Staying alive.
Yep.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
I mean,
oh fuck.
sweet like candy.
I bet you this is one of the cases where everybody was joking. Oh, he looks like John Travolta, and nobody really thought about painting him like John Travolta. And our little friend here goes, painting like Travolta.
Son of a bitch. Oh my god. Look at the little droid bots. Stop.
Stop. Oh, they're the wrong color. They should be brown.
Depends. Don't know where they're from. They could be some weird cartoon expanded universe thing. Remember, they kept adding stuff afterwards in the cartoons,
Yeah,
like the Travolta bot.
now I want to see an animated version of that Travolta bot.
Actually doing that. Probably
Next,
one
we
on
need
the
a
internet
droid
already.
punching a 6 syringe into Komodo.
Getting distracted by the Droidicus. There's some nice stuff going on with just everything in here is wacky as fuck.
See,
The
that's
giant eyeball on the droid carrying what could be a child or could be a maggot. Who knows?
the thing that I really miss in most games is that people actually have some fun with it. I mean, I can guess that people might restrain themselves from putting wacky, weird stuff into historic games, but man, this is a science fiction fantasy thingamajig. And the movies are stuffed with bad humor, so why not embrace it? Be weird and wacky.
Oh, if there's a Padme model
I think there is.
that they can have the John Travolta bot
Stab with a syringe.
stabbing up. Ah.
The wooden.
Has he model flares in the legs? No, I believe that is how that model comes.
I think so too. Was it the command droid? Was it called?
Yeah, T-Series command droid. So I think he looked at it and went, that's ridiculous. Therefore, I must.
The command droid is a bit different. Oh, that's a super tactical droid. My bad.
T-Series battle droid. How simple is that? Battle droid. Because it was one of the ones that came from the... Yep, no, it's got flares in the cartoon that it came from. So, 100% that is how that model came.
Yeah, the arms are articulate. You can do it that way.
And
Or
the
you
hair
can give him
is just like some
binoculars.
sort of visor thing. So, it's all fine. We're all fine here.
Yeah, it's no heavy conversion, but still funny as hell. Like that very much. Mr. Jackson is elite crossover. Call me a Jedi again. I dare you.
Oh, just adding a little Jerry curl wig to Mace Windu model.
And a beard.
And
Don't forget the beard.
and the
And at the base, there needs to be a quarter pounder.
Oh, to be fair, every time he arrives and puts the lightsaber to Dooku's throat and goes, "This party's over," I hear him say "motherfucker" every time.
I'm pretty sure you have seen that post on 9gag as well, where somebody did the math on how much money he makes from every time he says "motherfucker."
It's like $1,600 per motherfucker. Something
It's
like that.
just what a great math.
Yep, it's insane. It reminds me of the old days when somebody worked out how much money Arnold was paid. For Terminator, because he removed a lot of the lines that he was supposed to say. He whittled that script down to like 147 words or something. And they were going, essentially he was paid like 20 grand a word or something. It was ridiculous. There was so little talking in it. But yeah.
Well, to be fair, he's a killing
times.
machine. He doesn't need to talk that much.
Well, that was it. Don't bother talking. If only he'd learned that lesson with Hercules in New York.
Well, since that was a movie before that, he could learn it after.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
not how time works.
No, if only he'd learned that lesson before.
Okay. But that's my father in this chariot.
So bad.
I still remember that I bought Tron on DVD
Good.
because Disney said, yeah, we will never release this DVD in Europe. You can only buy it in America. And I bought a DVD, and it had a trailer for that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it boasted, now with the original
Now
voice.
with the original voice.
I was, who wants to hear the original voice?
Oh God, have you heard the dubbed version?
No, I haven't.
Because that's the first one I seen was the dubbed version. It was years before I seen the actual Arnold's voice on it, and it's like, what's that one from the Simpsons? Troy McClure type of thing. He sounds like that. It's like, hi, I'm Hercules. I'm here in New York. And then there's the little, it's like was it a Jewish cabbie or something? Little weedy fella who sort of took him under his wing. And it just sounds so incongruous, knowing what Arnold actually sounds like. Going, that voice is just mental. Absolutely mental. But obviously at the time they went, we can't have a Greek god sound like an Austrian for an American audience. That would be insane. Let's have the most generic American accent we can instead.
I think that's one of the few cases where you actually are lucky to have a dubbed version completely for the movie where every voice is different. Because Arnold has a dedicated dubbed voice that's not his. So he's speaking clear German and not with an Austrian accent. Because he can't speak German either.
Well, fascinating man. Made his money as a bricklayer. Strange. Invented a type of European brickwork for the Americans.
At least he didn't get into politics.
Well,
much.
Well, apart from being governor of California, the largest, most populous state.
Yeah.
Apart from that, he was,
he can't do no harm over there. He can't run for president. So.
Well, that's true. Unless they change it. We did learn that from Demolition Man.
Yeah. If he were to, let's say, migrate to Germany, he would have had the potential to become. Yeah, we've seen how that worked out last time.
Oh yeah. Everybody's secret favorite Austrian.
Oh, have you seen that? There's a right-wing loony Austrian that tried to get into Germany and they denied him entry.
Really?
Yes.
That's great.
No, you're not coming. You're not allowed here. We don't want you. I read that article 2 times and was, fuck, that's grand. Maybe there's still hope for us.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Nah, neither would I.
All on the way out.
Maybe he had some personal vendetta running in the background for some people. I don't know.
Vendetta, the art of Canley, is in effect.
Also that. They let him into England. Well, that's not my problem.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Shall we carry on?
Yes, speaking of welcome to my spaceship, Mighty Hercules. Ho, ho, ho.
You cannot come to the orgy, says Hazy Boy. Why can't we go to his orgy?
Because not allowed.
Oh.
Not allowed. He is, however, hammering through his city-states in an attempt to get probably a golden button before Dan gets his next one.
Oh no, he's lost his
hobby
hobby space to his daughter. That's a shame.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's what happens when the little ones get bigger and demand space of them for themselves.
That's why another famous Austrian had things absolutely nailed down. I'm, of course, talking about the World Hide and Seek Champion, 1981 to 2012, Joseph Fritzl. They're all in a
Sometimes you're a
box in the
very terrible
basement.
man.
I'm not. They're all in the box in the basement. They can't take your hobby area.
What? Why is he the champion? He didn't disappear. He wasn't hiding.
He was hiding fucking everything. He was great.
Good night, Red.
But yes, the attempt to speed paint an army via the medium of speed paints seems to be going well. For some unknown reason, didn't get a Brumar beige dry brush.
Not yet,
sure.
at least. Maybe
Sure what's happening there.
maybe
I'm a
he's
little
not-
concerned.
Maybe he's not feeling right.
Well, never know. Never know. Could go
Also,
either way.
I made a little bit of highlighting beige. Anyone? What? I think I'm having a stroke reading this. Also, the skin made a little bit of highlighting beige. Anyone?
He does
Huh?
normally paint while drinking whiskey, to be fair, so makes sense.
Drinking
Every
whiskey,
respect.
painting miniatures, and watching The Weekender. That's a combination.
I mean, you don't want to put on something that's going to distract your attention by being engaging. So having the Weekender on, great way of staying focused on the miniatures in front of you.
Yeah, shaded. Apply. Repeat.
Repeat ad nauseum ad infinitum. But yeah, it's nice seeing the army come together. I've got a set of those that I should really paint up for the studio army to give Shay some form of ranged attacks. Don't know whether to do them as a bow or do them as javelin wielding Siloy. But since I really hate Siloy in DPX, I feel like I may just do them as bow.
Why not do both? Deliveroo with your thumb off? Yeah, that might be a variation of that reply to the sloppy chap.
Oh, this isn't that hooker tongue biting thing, because that's where you
He didn't highlight before, he just
Yeah.
undercoated.
didn't undercoat, just prime
Prime.
and then put speed paints on.
Yep.
Bosh.
That's not how you give a tip. Nope. Just the tip is also very
As the
dangerous.
leper said to the prostitute.
Can't keep the tip. Yep.
Mm.
Could you give me a hand? I lost mine.
Mm.
One of my favorite scenes from Toy Story 1. Would somebody lend me a hand? Clonk.
There's also there's a hooker in that.
Does the dress? Yeah, the weird toy. The
Yeah.
two doll legs and the fishing rod.
Mm-hmm.
There were some innuendos in that movie.
Innuendo. Anyway.
Yes. I think I'll be craving another kebab.
Kebab.
If that man is doing so much work, it must be dragged into the spotlight and be judged.
Judged what?
How do you plead, Mr. Kebab? Starship Vengeance, these pop-up.
Yes, but there's so much more. Unfortunately, this was stuff he was waiting on for Dungeonalia. And then only arrived, I think, the day before Dungeonalia finished, was it?
Oh, what a shame.
I'm quite impressed that Games Workshop invented a wall. What did they invent a wall for? Presumably it was for something, one of their games.
Space Hulk,
Spulk.
I guess.
Take the Insanity Pledge. Kill
Kill
Team.
Team.
Ah.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So somebody's done a MDF version then. Which is, not bad. You're going to have some fucking fierce amount of greebling to do on those to get them into a more three-dimensional shape, though. It was one of my indies of the week. Oh my god. Really?
One of the manys.
Anybody else spell toast?
Not yet. Hopefully.
Just checking. Just checking. But yeah, so the plan is to do a series of internals that can be slapped into the tenfold dungeon to get a shinier, more modern, streamlined, not a dingy skull cover piece of shit, for other games, the likes of Star Wars versus Star Trek. And I do look forward to seeing the away team desperately try and fend off the stormtroopers, or vice versa. To be fair, they can both set their weapons to stun.
Yeah, but they still miss.
They don't always miss.
Yeah, but my money is on the away team.
Is it? Mine might be on the stormtroopers. There's very few armies that are so accurate.
Yeah, but think about it. There's usually just one red shirt dying. The other ones are fending the enemy off successfully, whilst the stormtroopers miss like there's nobody business. So I'm guessing
No, they don't. Remember how they butchered everybody in the Tantive when they just came on? The rest of the time they were deliberately missing.
Yeah, but that was
Butchered
close
them, butchered the
quarters
sand
in
people.
the narrow corridor. They couldn't miss if they tried.
Butchered all the sand people.
I'm pretty sure that was a misunderstanding.
Butchered the Jawas. That was all good. Had to shoot close to the main heroes without actually hitting them to allow them to escape so they could track them back to the rebel base. That takes precision.
All very much just happened by accident. That's nothing planned.
GW boarding action game with judges and crews. Oh yeah. Yeah. Gonna use Space Weirdo for the rules. Everybody loves Space Weirdo.
They were just angry about the seat reservations working on Tantive 4.
Makes sense. I look forward to seeing how that works. Have you dry fitted any of the walls yet? Because obviously the tenfold dungeon is a set size, but it also nests, which means one wall size isn't necessarily going to work in every. You're gonna have gaps, is what I'm saying. Because if you have a tight fit on the biggest room, it will not fit in the smaller rooms.
Yeah, and
that are the same length. Saying the stormtroopers are basically space Les Dawson. I mean, could be. At least it's not Les Dennis. That would be worse. So much worse.
would it? I can't tell because both names don't tell me anything.
It's like Ultravox. It mean nothing to you, O Vienna?
Yes. It means nothing to me. Oh. Ooh. Now imagine I had a bottle of
I'll
brown
make the
lemonade.
rooms in the bigger tenfold dungeon piece. Okay. Fair enough.
An army of mother-in-laws.
There's Dawson. Maybe he meant they were all just going to be playing the piano a lot. Mm. So anyway, yeah, that's all those. You could, by the way, Ewok, stall yourself, and then again, that could be a sprinkling challenge. Something you'd been meaning to do, and then hadn't got the opportunity.
Well, there's always next year.
Well, I mean, it hasn't started yet. It doesn't start for another
Yeah, I was thinking about
hour
the
and
next
45.
Dungeonalia-esque.
Oh no, fuck
competition.
Dungeonalia. Nobody cares about that. Spring Clean's where it's at. Tending to be a bad pianist. Oh right, yes. Yeah.
Nobody has time for a spring clean challenge, Jill. That's why that's a challenge.
Yeah. Also, you've got your own Star Wars thing to do as well, Jill, haven't you? Not that I've been looking at other things.
Yeah. And we will be looking at other things next week because would you look at the time?
Yes. Oh my God, look at my wrist. I've got to go and return some videotapes.
See? That's how late it is.
Shocking.
I will do the trucks for spring clean, but that won't take long. Well, that's cheating then.
Mm. I mean, it'd be nice to have somebody finish something for spring clean, though. Do that. I'll take that.
The winner is
I'm not
the
proud.
only finished project.
Yep, that's the one.
Well, lads, lasses, and everybody in between out there and on the interwebs and later on the YouTubes, thanks for watching.
Mm.
Jerry, thanks for hanging in there, even though your head is possibly killing you. I'll go and have a lay down now, and we will return next week, potentially.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
And even worse puns, because next week I
Gas
might
cats.
even be drinking lemonade. He threatens the audience. Bye.